Assalamualaikum and hi. So this is chapter 3, gas turbine cycle for video part 1. In this video, I'm going to explain the introduction and gas power cycle. Thermodynamic application. As you can see in the thermodynamic application, we have two application. We have thermodynamic cycle, and the thermodynamic cycle we have two cycle, which is power generation and refrigeration. And in the power generation, we have a power plant, which is chapter 3 gas, and chapter 4 for vapor, and engine in chapter 2. And for the refrigeration, we have refrigerator chapter 5 and air conditioning in chapter 6. So in this chapter, I'm going to explain the power plant for chapter 3 gas cycle. Introduction to gas turbine. So before we going into uh, the PV diagram, TS diagram about gas turbine, first we look into the main component of the gas turbine. So this is the first component of the gas turbine, which is the compressor, and then we have the combustion chamber, and the last one is the turbine. This is all three of this is the main component of the gas turbine. Okay, jet fighter. Okay, now we look into the application of the gas turbine. So as you can see in the jet fighter, we have an engine, two engine at the back of the jet fighter, which I show in this slide. And this is the gas turbine engine. And as you can see, it's being called as the jet engine. Another application of gas turbine is gas power plant, as you can see here. So as you can see in the figure, the main driver of this gas power plant is the gas turbine, which I show by this arrow. And gas turbine engine is being called as the gas turbine engine. So the electricity is produced by this gas turbine. Gas power cycle. Gas turbine power cycles. Okay, we already look into the main component of the gas turbine, and also we already also look into the application of the gas turbine, which is from the jet and also from the power plant. Now we look into the gas turbine power cycle. First, we look into the Carnot cycle. This is the TS diagram of the Carnot cycle. And then this is the TS diagram of the Brighton cycle. Why we use Carnot cycle? Because we look into the Carnot cycle as the comparison, because it has the maximum capability compared to the rest of this cycle. And this is the main component after we simplified it from the actual system. And we have this first component, which is the compressor, process 1 to 2. And we have fuel, and then we goes to the heat exchanger, Q in heat addition. This is where the constant pressure heat addition process, and then goes to the state 3. It goes into turbine. Turbine will generate work net out and goes to state 4. State 4 goes to the heat exchanger, constant heat rejection process, and goes back to state 1. So this is the cycle of the Brighton. Analysis of power cycle. So this is a PV diagram, one example of PV diagram, and already explained in the previous chapter, we have actual cycle and also ideal cycle. So in the actual cycle, the cycle is complicated. So because it is internally irreversible, which is coming from the chemical reaction, friction, heat transfer, mixing of fluid, electric resistance, and insufficient time for equilibrium. However, for the analysis, we use the ideal cycle. In the ideal cycle, we simplify the cycle, and by assuming that the system is internally reversible, no friction, no pressure difference, and then the working fluid from the kinetic and potential energy is neglected, and the system is completely insulated, and the process happen in a quasi-equilibrium process. What is a quasi-equilibrium process? As you can see here, in the quasi-equilibrium process, we assume that the pressure inside the system or the closed system is constant throughout the process. However, in the actual system, the pressure is different when the process happens. So as your attendance, please explain what is quasi-equilibrium process. Air standard assumption. Okay, I already explained air standard assumption in the previous chapter. So in this chapter, we just reviewed it again. So in the air standard assumption, from the actual combustion, we look first at the actual combustion here as this figure. So this is the actual combustion, and in the actual combustion we have fuel plus air mixture and goes into the combustion chamber. Here fuel plus air, it goes to combustion chamber, and in the output of it is the combustion products. So this analysis, this is a combustion product, so this is analysis is complicated, so we simplify the analysis by using the air standard assumption. And this is the simplification of the air standard assumption. We assume that the air, just air with no fuel intake, goes to the heating section here, and the heat is added from the outsource or the outside, and the air, and the output of it is air again, and it goes circulating back into the intake. So as this is what is the air standard assumption. The Carnot cycle. So this is the gas turbine cycle. So why we look into the Carnot cycle? Okay, already said it before. So why we look into the Carnot cycle, because the Carnot cycle has the most efficient cycle that can be executed between a heat source and a heat sink. So it can be used as a standard for comparison. So we will look into this Carnot cycle as a comparison to the rest of the cycle, after this also. So this is the efficiency, thermal efficiency of the Carnot cycle, and this is the PV diagram, and this one is the TS diagram of the Carnot cycle, and the bottom one here is the process of the Carnot cycle. Since I already explained in the previous slide and chapter, so I don't need to explain it further here. This is the end of part 1 for chapter 3. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and thank you.